All right, everyone. Hey, chapter 9, okay? I'm reading chapter by chapter of the Millionaire Booklet, How to Get Super Rich by Grant Cardone. Go pick up a copy at millionairebooklet.com and take it everywhere you go. Okay, Grant is a billionaire. He knows what he's talking about. Super quick, simple tools. This is a simple, short, 42-page booklet, small enough to fit in your back pocket. He suggests you purchase a copy, a physical copy, take it everywhere you go until you reach your first million. Okay, so I'm reading chapter by chapter. If you haven't listened to the first 8 chapters, okay, I'm on chapter 9, day 9. Go back, watch the other 8. Don't skip steps, okay? And then come back and rewatch 9. It'll be here when you're ready for it, all right? I'm going to jump right in, guys, okay? Chapter 9, step 7, multiple flows of income. And here we go. Poor people try to replace flows of money, while rich people are trying to supplement ad flows. Creating multiple flows of income is the holy grail of creating financial freedom and true wealth. At 25 years of age, I was complaining about how little money I was making. Today, I have over 50 streams of income from 5 different companies, including a handful of stocks, mutual funds, which I despise. Some of those flows are from the first business that I still own. I'm sorry, he said excluding, okay, excluding a handful of stocks and mutual funds, which I despise. All right. Some of those flows are from the first business that I still own and operate. Some are little drips and some are like fire hoses. The flows are all require different levels of attention. Some require tremendous energy, others are much more passive. I appreciate and value them all, and I never complain about any of them. Complaining about your money situation never seems to make you more money. The most common mistake people make when creating multiple flows of income is walking away from the current one. Okay, this is important. The next most common mistake is moving to secondary flows that are not similar to the first and being unable to give both proper attention. When creating your second flow of income, make sure to closely connect something parallel or symbiotic to your current flow and never abandon the first flow. For instance, if you work at a company and earn a salary, keep improving on what you do for that company and look for ways to create a second flow parallel to what you are currently doing. Do it within the company you work for during the time you are at work. Most people start a second flow outside of their work, get excited about it, and start ignoring the first one. And then they end up with one flow again. And then the second one that they moved on to is weaker than the first one ever was. When you add a second flow, make a commitment to never ignore the first one. If you join a network marketing company, okay, use it to supplement your first flow both ways until at some time in the future you can step away from it and never miss it or have someone else manage it for you. Also, make the flows work both ways, okay? Make your new network of people familiar with the first company where you are working and flow business back and forth, strengthening both flows in both companies. Robert S. has a salary job creating video content in my office. He was making $45,000 a year with my internet department. He listened to my advice and took on a second flow, selling and earning a commission, bringing that up to 90 grand a year. Then he added a third flow by creating ad revenue for the GrantCardoneTV.com and produces another $45,000 a year for himself. I call this parallel or symbiotic flows because they work with what he is already doing. He didn't seek out another job outside of work. He figured out how to create 2 more flows from the same position during the same period of time and uses his time off for self-improvement. So he continues to be brighter, faster, and more confident in his abilities so that he can continue to expand. Never turn your back on your primary flow until, if ever, the latter flows are so strong that nothing can possibly destroy or erode them. Even then, you should think long and hard before walking away from any income flow, no matter how small. The same thing holds true when growing your customer base. Never turn your back on customers who got you to where you are now. There comes a time when it does make sense to walk away, but it should be the exception, not the rule. When I was first selling cars, I tapped out on how much I could sell. I looked for other things that I could do within the dealership to increase my income and to help my customers in the dealer. I learned how to finance the car as well as sell them. Everyone won. The finance manager didn't want to stay late. The dealer didn't have to pay someone else's salary. The customer was taken care of by your boy GC, and I earned extra money, ultimately making myself more valuable to the company, the customers, and to myself. Never abandon your first flow. Nothing creates financial confidence more than multiple strong flows of income. I have a billionaire friend who invested in my real estate portfolio. I remember when I sent him a check for 9 grand. He called me and said, GC, that was a nice little check you sent me today. Good job. $9,000, and the guy is worth $3.4 billion. Crazy, right? To create multiple streams of income requires commitment and especially discipline in how you use your time and money. While this all seems oversimplified, simple works and complex almost never works. This is a rule I have used for years, by the way, with building my business and my companies. Simple works. First, increase your income, then add to your income by starting a second symbiotic flow, expanding on that thing you're already doing. Bank all additional money so that one day you can make investments. Know that you are investing know what you are investing in until it is not a gamble or a risk, but a sure thing. This investment should create new flows and new wealth, which will allow you to make new investments that will create additional, more passive flows of income while never taking attention off the earlier ones. And one day, you buy a jet so you can continue to go where you want, when you want, and continue the process and be the guy who gives the $1,000,000 to charity. How about that for a goal, huh? And if you want something to invest in, guys, real estate's the way. If you are interested in getting started in real estate, I've got a fantastic program for you, okay? It's called the Cash Flow Accelerator, okay? Hit me up. I'd love to get more details on that and chat about it. This is what I'm doing. I got my day job. I've got my coaching business. I also do network marketing, and now I also invest in real estate, okay? My coaching business is the last flow that I created, and this is very complementary to the real estate because I'm teaching other people, okay, how to do what I do. The more deals I do, the more confidence I have, the more I can teach other people, the more confidence they have in me. The more I coach people, the more confidence I have, the more references that I build and things like that, testimonials, right? That all also feeds into the network marketing, because what is the network marketing? It is real estate investing education. It all flows together. It all makes sense. So I love what he's saying about all this stuff. And I'm excited to read now the last chapter, chapter 10. Okay, step 8, last step here: repeat, reinforce, and hyper focus. We'll see you guys tomorrow for the last chapter of the Millionaire Booklet.